The magical New Year's adventure. It was the last day of the year, and Emily and Daniel couldn't contain their excitement. The siblings had been helping their parents prepare for the big New Year's Eve party all day. The house smelled of cookies, pies, and other delicious treats. Bright decorations sparkled everywhere, and a shiny clock stood in the corner, ready to strike midnight. Montenegro holds commemoration for 12 victims of. As the evening grew colder, snow began to fall gently outside. Emily, curious as always, peeked out the window. "I wish something magical would happen tonight," she whispered. Daniel, who loved to tease his younger sister, chuckled. "Magic isn't real, Emily. Midnight will come, and the new year will start, just like always." But Emily was not so sure. Something about the snowflakes glimmering under the moonlight felt different. "Let's go outside," Emily suggested, tugging on Daniel's sleeve, "just for a little while." Daniel sighed but grabbed his coat. "Fine, but only for a few minutes, it's freezing out there." The two stepped outside into the crisp winter night. The snowflakes seemed to shimmer in the light of the street lamps, and the world felt unusually quiet. As they walked toward the backyard, Emily spotted something unusual. A golden glow was coming from the woods at the edge of their yard. "Daniel, do you see that?" Emily asked, pointing at the light. Daniel squinted. "It's probably just someone with a flashlight." But Emily wasn't convinced. She began walking toward the woods, her boots crunching in the snow. "Let's check it out," she called over her shoulder. Daniel groaned but followed her. "You're going to get us in trouble," he muttered. As they entered the woods, the golden light grew brighter. Suddenly, they came upon a large, glowing tree. Its branches sparkled with tiny lights that seemed to hum with energy. At the base of the tree stood a small figure. It was an old man with a long white beard, dressed in a shimmering cloak that sparkled like the stars. "Well, hello there," the man said with a warm smile. "I've been waiting for you." Emily and Daniel exchanged nervous glances. "Who are you?" Daniel asked, stepping in front of his sister protectively. "I am Father Time," the man said. "Every New Year's Eve, I choose 2 brave children to help me with a very important task. Tonight, that task belongs to you." Emily's eyes widened with excitement. "What do we have to do?" Father Time chuckled. "The new year is like a fresh book, waiting to be written. But to start it off right, we need to gather 3 special items: the spark of hope, the ribbon of kindness, and the bell of joy. Without them, the new year can't begin." Father Time waved his hand, and a golden portal appeared. "Step through, and you'll begin your journey. But be quick, we must finish before midnight." Emily grabbed Daniel's hand. "Let's go," she said, pulling him through the portal. On the other side, they found themselves in a glittering meadow. Fireflies danced in the air, and in the distance, they saw a tiny, flickering light. "That must be the spark of hope," Emily said, running toward it. As they got closer, they realized the spark was guarded by a shadowy figure. The figure, tall and mysterious, blocked their path. "To take the spark of hope," the figure said, "you must answer this question. What brings hope to others?" Emily thought hard. Finally, she said, "Kind words and helping people when they need it." The shadowy figure nodded and stepped aside. The spark of hope floated into Emily's hands, glowing warmly. Next, the portal reappeared, leading them to a bustling village filled with people. In the middle of the town square hung a glowing ribbon of kindness. But to their surprise, the ribbon was tied high up on a pole, surrounded by rushing villagers who didn't seem to notice it. "How are we going to get it?" Daniel wondered aloud. Emily noticed a little boy struggling to carry a heavy basket of firewood. She quickly ran over to help him. "Here, let me help you," she said. The boy smiled gratefully, and as soon as the basket was safely delivered, the ribbon of kindness floated down from the pole into Emily's hands. Daniel grinned. "I guess kindness really does bring rewards." The portal appeared one final time, taking them to a snowy mountain peak. High above them, a shining bell of joy dangled from a tree branch. "How do we reach it?" Daniel asked. Suddenly, the wind began to howl, and the siblings huddled together for warmth. Think of something joyful, Emily said. Maybe it will help. Daniel thought for a moment and began singing a Happy New Year's song. Emily joined in, their laughter and voices echoing across the mountains, slowly. The bell of joy floated down into their hands. With all 3 items collected, the portal returned them to the glowing tree where Father Time waited. You've done well, he said, placing the items in a golden box. Thanks to you, the new year can begin with hope, kindness, and joy. The tree's light grew brighter, and Father Time waved his hand. It's time for you to return home, he said. Happy New Year, Emily and Daniel. Remember, the magic of the new year is in your hands, too. As the siblings stepped back into their yard, the clock struck midnight. Fireworks lit up the sky, and they could hear their parents calling for them. Emily and Daniel looked at each other, knowing they had experienced something truly magical. Happy New Year, Daniel, Emily said with a smile. Happy New Year, Emily, Daniel replied. And as they walked back to the house, they knew this was a night they'd never forget. The end.